Hello there, it's Eddie here, or Flagel, and today I'm going to bring you part 5 of my dodgy life. Yeah! Just felt like changing it up instead of the woohoo! You know, because it's 5th one, kind of like a milestone there. Milestone of dodginess. And today I actually have, because it is a bit of a milestone, a sort of special dodgy episode here, because I haven't actually had to go in the dodgy archives to rummage through and pull out a dodgy episode for you viewers, because this event actually took place 2 days ago. So I actually hadn't had enough time to write it in yet. So this one's quite interesting, and not only that, but my planned dodgy episode for part 5 actually has some relevance and some similarities with the one that I'm about to tell you, and they both involve dealing with dodgy people when you're waiting for a bus. Now, there is a certain change apart from the people that I'll tell you about, and this other one that I'll tell you about later will be in part 6, but that one is scary dodgy, and this one is just weird dodgy, okay? So, dodgy. Basically, this is going to be quite long as well, because since it's so fresh in my head, you see, instead of talking years ago, I can talk about it a lot more. But to round up what happened beforehand, me and a few friends had just a night out and saw Doctor Strange, which I really recommend, by the way. I'm not really into superhero films or anything like that, but I really did enjoy it, and I thought it was the best superhero film I've seen since Civil War, which actually isn't that long ago, but I think Marvel's been doing actually quite well. Civil War was really good, Deadpool was really good. Yeah. Anyways, this isn't a review, of Doctor Strange. This is talking about dodgy people. Sorry about that. Got a little carried away. My friend was supposed to be getting, because there were a few of them, but they all left, went their own separate ways, but my best mate actually went to go to the train station to try and get a train home. We both live in Durham, but I'm not quite as close to Durham, and he lives in Durham Central Station. We're in Newcastle, by the way. But it was a Saturday night, and it was about 10:30, 11ish, and no trains were on at all. So he had to get the bus with me, which is a good thing, by the way, because the bus that I have to get is called the 21, and it's one of the worst buses I've ever had to gotten on. It's one of the worst buses because it stops every metre. It feels like that, anyways. It takes absolutely ages. I feel like, honestly, I could like hopscotch my way back from Newcastle to Durham, and I would get there quicker than getting on the 21. But since it takes so long, I thought, well, since my mate's getting on with us, at least it means it'll go a bit quicker. You know, I've got someone to talk to. Same with him, vice versa, mate, because I wouldn't have gotten the train with him since I had an all-day ticket. But that wasn't actually true, because I would have had someone to talk with, because this guy came up to us. Before I really go into this, I just want to clarify that I'm not making fun of this person in the sense of in case he had a physical or mental disability, okay? I just want to clarify that because despite all the other episodes that I've done beforehand, they've never really been centered around just one person. It's usually just been things that have been like misfortunate happenings, or it's actually been me that's had the dodgy things. Now, obviously, I don't know this person, and if he did have a mental disability, then in no ways am I actually making fun of him. I'm just recapping and saying what actually happened. So the guy immediately started talking to me and my mate when we were still waiting for the bus, and he started talking to us about opera. Now, apparently, this guy went to see an opera performance or something, and it went on for 4 hours! That was his voice, by the way, you know. And I went, oh, your arse must be aching a bit there, mate. And, you know, I'm kind of joking and stuff like that. I don't know, he might have been drunk or something. I don't know. And we weren't kind of expecting for him to actually get on the bus with us, much less sit next to us, because he just started talking to us when he was, like, walking through all the different stands and stuff. He wasn't waiting there for ages and then just came up to us. And yeah, he got on the bus with us. Now, like I say, this bus takes absolutely ages to get home. So we were having a chat with the guy for about an hour and a half. Now, there's probably two questions that you've got in your head. First off, Eddie, why didn't you and your mate just ignore him? Or, two, Eddie, why didn't you and your mate just sit somewhere else? And we couldn't. Because my mate got on first, then I got on, and then this guy got on. And this bus, it's hard to describe. But at the very back, there's only 3 seats, and it's all pushed next to on the left-hand corner. And my mate got on the very corner. I sat there, and this guy just decided to sit on the last seat. And that's the only way you can get out. Because in front of us is one of those 4 seats where there's 2 facing one way and 2 facing the other way. And there was already 2 people actually sitting on the way where it's like facing backwards. So unless I climbed over them and said, "Sorry, we've got a dodgy person here, we just want to get out, thank you," that would have just looked terrible and very, very douchey. So we couldn't do anything. We just talked with this guy, and he kept talking to my mate about opera. And now, he mostly talked to my mate about opera because, well, I learned something there. My friend actually has a very extensive knowledge on opera for some reason. It's cool. And, well, I was kind of trying to stare out the window. I had one earphone in, and, just to hear if anything got a bit too strange and I could, intervene or something, because at the end of the day, we don't know this person. He could do anything. We're on public transport and there's people around, but, I'd be the first person to be able to do something. I could talk ages about all the things that they talked about and interesting stuff that this guy said, but I'm just going to give you a few highlights, okay? Now, he tapped on my shoulder and he said, "Are you part of an LGBT community?" And I went, "No, not at the moment." "Oh." And then he tapped on my friend's shoulder and went, "Are you gay?" And I thought that was interesting because, first off, why would he talk about LGBT immediately after talking about opera? And second of all, why would you ask my friend if he was gay? And you would think he would just follow the question up with me. But hey ho. The second thing that he said, well, really it was more me that kind of brought this up, idiot, was my friend actually started trying to talk to me after all of this because, he's known me for 14 years and he's known this other guy for 14 minutes. And he went, "So, what do you think's the next movie you're going to see at the pictures? Maybe Rogue One?" And I went, "Yeah, maybe." And then I said, "Oh, hey, that's an opera I've seen. Star Wars, because that's a space opera." And the guy went, "Oh, it's not!" And like dead serious, and I thought, oh, don't joke about opera with this guy. And the final thing was, I can really say was certainly dodgy, was when I was trying to leave. Now, luckily, the people who were sitting in front of us left, so I was able to literally climb over those seats. Now, that would have looked douchey, I realised, but also to know that this guy had crutches and bandage things on his feet. So, if anything was said, I could just say, "Oh, I didn't want you to move in case you hurt yourself, trying to move for me, Which is true at the same time, I mean, I don't hate this person. So, before I climbed over, he had a rucksack and he pulled out a tea bag and he wanted to give it to me. And I said, "No thanks, I'm more of a coffee drinker." "Are you sure? This is very rare." And it just looked like a normal Earl Grey tea bag. And I went, "No thanks," and just got up. And of course my mate had to stay on with him for a few more stops. Now, I texted him as soon as I got off the bus saying, if you have any more problems, just give us a text or something, I'll see what I can do. Because, you can't just give Ian a call and say, "Yeah, this dodgy guy's still here with us," So I find out later on that not only does he get off the same stop as him, but my mate's parents are arranging to just pick him up because he was staying at an apartment, his dorms for university, had to get some musical equipment and take it back to his proper home. and they ended up some reason having to give this guy a lift too. And I can't actually go into more detail of that because literally I do not know what's happened. I haven't even seen my mate since then. So I could give you an update, I suppose, next time I see him and let you know if anything else stood out that was interesting. And that's it. I'll just give you a question as well. And it'll kind of be the same sort of question I'll end up giving in part 6. But have you ever been subjected to be forced to talk with someone that's a bit strange, a total stranger? And if you have, first, what happened? And second, were you able to politely, or however, get out of that situation? Or what do you think you would do if you were in the situation that I was in? Do you think I handled it well, or do you think that I could have done something better? So that's it. Thanks very much for watching, and hope you have a nice day. Take care. Bye.